Hey, you. Yeah, you. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast?
We're two busy moms and boss ladies. If we can do it, you can too. When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions. How do we record an episode? How do we get our show into all the apps people like to listen to? How do we make money from a podcast?
The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what we're doing right now by reading this ad. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join us in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor.
That's anchor.fm/start. We can't wait to hear your podcast. You're listening to Boss Ladies and Babies.
Business Blab with Megan. It's time to take off our mom hats and let our entrepreneurial side show. So grab a notebook and give yourself a bossy timeout. Welcome back to Business Blab with me, Megan. Hello, boss ladies. If you listened to my episode a couple weeks ago about the importance of an email list, you heard my excitement as I decided to start working on growing my own email list that I've been thinking about doing for so long. And since that mini episode, we've also had an email marketing expert, Jen Wilson, come on our show for our full-length podcast to talk to us all about email marketing, why it's important, how to do it, how to get started. And so make sure you go back and check out that full-length episode so that you can hear tips and tricks from a real pro. But I promised you guys a follow-up on my journey with email marketing, and so that is what I'm going to be doing today and what I have been learning so far. I can tell you one thing, email marketing is a beast. I thought it was going to be pretty easy, and as I get my systems in place, it is starting to get a little bit easier, but it is a lot of front-loaded work that feels really, really overwhelming. So knowing that it's going to be tricky and having that mindset that it is going to take some time and quite a bit of work is going to be key as you go into creating your own email list. So here's some of the things that I'm learning as I go. Hopefully you can incorporate these into your email marketing plan if you haven't already, and I'm excited to see what you create. So first thing is first, that is to create a strategy. And I am all about strategy. That is how I run my life. It's how I run my business. Having a strategy in place is key to so many things that we're doing. And so you've got this decision ready to go to start your email list. And then what do? Creating a solid and consistent email strategy is going to help you keep things organized. It will help you keep things on track, and it will make sure that you continue to grow. You know how much we love consistency over here, and your audience really loves consistency too. So if you think about how you want to approach this strategy, you have to be really realistic for yourself, how you work, how your lifestyle is, and what you can actually commit to. Maybe you want to send weekly emails, but you know there's no way that you'll possibly be able to keep up with that and make it happen. So don't do that. It really is about quality over quantity. I know that saying is like almost cringeworthy, but it's so true. And so if that means showing up less with more intentional content, create your strategy around that intentional content and how you can make sure to do that. Next, you want to make sure that you're leading with value. When you're communicating with your email audience, it is still crucial to really, really grow and nurture that like, know, trust factor, right? You want your audience to like you want them to know you, that you want them to then trust you. And this means that you can't really just start throwing pitches or marketing emails their way as soon as they hit your email list. You want to warm them up and show them that you are valuable. You want to show them that you are knowledgeable, show them that you're the expert and the thought leader in your field. You want to give your audience a reason to trust you by providing them with as much value as possible. You can throw out tips and tricks, your favorite resources, freebies as a thank you for being on your list, anything that you can bring value to the table, do it. The more value you provide to your list, the more likely they're going to be to choose you when it's time to buy the thing. This is so true with any type of marketing, anything we do, we want to lead from that place of value. Next is make sure that you have a plan to share your story. Our stories are what make us unique. And if you can incorporate your stories into relatable pieces of your marketing plan, you're setting yourself up to win every time. People want to relate to other people. You hear me talk about this so much, and that's because it is the most powerful thing that you can do for your business. Did you hear that? Make sure you're listening. Relating to people is the most powerful thing that you can do for your business, and email marketing is a great way to do that. So start creating a log of the things that are happening to you that you can use to create an impact in the stories for your business. Things that happen to you that you can use to grow those connections. Things that happen to you that you can use to share and have someone say, me too. No one else in this world can tell your story the way that you tell it. And that is what will always, always, always set you apart from your competitors. So as you're creating your strategy, you're making this plan to share your story and lead with value, you might be wondering what other types of things you include in your email. It's important that you take all the things we just talked about and condense it into what you're including in your emails. So do you have your own blog, or maybe you follow a blog that really inspires you, that you love what they're all about, you can relate to them, and you want your audience to find them too? Do you have a podcast of your own, or maybe you listen to a podcast that you really, really love that you want to share, or maybe you've been featured in an interview or something that people can listen to. Maybe you want to share an article that you found that really, really touched your soul. Make sure that you're picking out these resources that you can share, whether they're your own or someone else's, and putting it into your email to give them something tangible that they can click to. And this is something to read, something to listen to, and explain to them why this was really important to you and why you think that they would find value from this. This is that value piece that I'm talking about. You get to provide resources with your audience that will make their life easier. Talk about kicking butt as a boss lady and showing them you're full of knowledge and resources. Hello, trust. You don't have to be sharing this stuff with them. They didn't ask you for this. You're doing this because you care about them and you want them to see how much value you can bring to the table, and you want to help them. So why not help them in your email? You also want to leave them something to think about. You want your emails to grab people's attention and leave them excited for the next email, right? You don't want to show up in someone's inbox and they roll their eyes and put you right to the trash, right? You want them to be excited when they get an email from you. And a great way to do this is to leave them with something to think about at the end of each email. Maybe it's a quote that inspires you, or a question to have them think about and let them know they can look forward to the answer in your next email. Last time we talked about leaving a call to action at the end, right? Which is also really, really important. But as well as the call to action, try to leave them with something that will get them to think a little bit deeper. Okay, so that's what I've got so far. I am by no means an expert at email, and I'm learning every day as I work on growing my list and creating my strategy. It's been really fun getting out of my comfort zone and creating content in a new way and thinking differently than what I have in the past. My list is starting to grow, and I'm working hard to get my strategy locked down so that I can keep showing up for my audience, I can keep providing value, I can keep growing that trust, and keep being seen as the expert in my industry while relating to my audience. So I'd like to know, do you have an email list? How's it going? Can you share some of your tips with me if you have one? Are you on my email list yet? Let me know. You can shoot me an email at megan@bossladiesandbabies.com. And if you want to grab a freebie and a spot on my email list, head on over to my Instagram bio at It's Megan Gillespie and snatch up a freebie and join the fun. I can't wait to hear about your list. And until next time, stay bossy. Hey, boss lady, come here. I've got a few questions to ask you. Have you been struggling to find your unique balance in your life or business? Do you feel lost as a mom and or business owner and need some direction or clarity? Do you feel like you aren't truly connecting with your customers, not making sales, and can't figure out why? Do you struggle to show up on social media consistently and intentionally without feeling completely overwhelmed? If you answered yes to any of these questions, keep listening. The Brand You Strategy is my signature 6-week business balance and branding course that walks you through creating a solid and recognizable business and brand identity and has proven to help you gain a clear understanding of who you are and determine your unique message and dream customers so you can relax into your business and make more money. Who doesn't want that? The Brand You Strategy only launches 6 times per year and has a spot waiting with your name on it. For more info, check out bossladiesandbabies.com or contact me, your girl Megan, on Instagram at It's Megan Gillespie or via email at megan@bossladiesandbabies.com. Mention this ad and receive 25% off your spot. I can't wait to see what you do. Thank you for listening to Boss Ladies and Babies. If you like this episode, be sure to rate, review, and leave us some feedback.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and join the conversation in our Facebook group at Boss Ladies and Babies.
And until next time,
Stay bossy.